had spent months planning my daughter Sophie's 10th birthday party. She'd been begging for a princess-themed celebration since last year, and after everything she'd been through with her father's passing, I wanted to make this day absolutely perfect for her. The decorations transformed our backyard into an enchanted garden. Pink and purple streamers danced in the gentle breeze, twinkling lights wrapped around every tree, and a stunning castle-shaped cake stood proudly on the main table. Sophie's face lit up when she saw it all, her eyes sparkling with the kind of joy I hadn't seen since we lost her dad. Then my sister-in-law, Amanda, arrived. I should have known something was off by the way she waltzed in, wearing a flowing white dress that looked more appropriate for a wedding than a child's birthday party. But I was too focused on Sophie's happiness to pay much attention to Amanda's usual attention-seeking behavior. The party was in full swing, with kids running around playing princess-themed games when Amanda clinked her glass and grabbed the microphone we'd set up for the birthday announcements. "Everyone, I have wonderful news," she practically sang, positioning herself center stage. "Brandon and I are expecting. I'm going to be a mother." The adults in the crowd turned to her, offering congratulations, while Sophie and her friends stood frozen in the middle of their game. I watched my daughter's shoulders slump as all attention shifted away from her special day. But Amanda wasn't finished. "Since this is such a momentous occasion," she continued, her voice dripping with fake sweetness, "I think we should turn this into a proper celebration. Emily dear, why don't we put away all these childish decorations and make this a real party?" I felt my blood begin to boil as Sophie's lower lip started to tremble. My brother Brandon, Amanda's husband, stood awkwardly to the side, looking anywhere but at me. "Amanda," I said calmly, though my hands were shaking, "this is Sophie's birthday party. We're not changing anything." Her face darkened. "Don't be selfish, Emily. This is about family, about new life. Surely that's more important than some kid's party that she won't even remember." Several guests shifted uncomfortably. Sophie was now openly crying, and her best friend, Lucy, had an arm around her shoulders. "I mean, really?" Amanda pressed on, seemingly oblivious to, or perhaps enjoying, the distress she was causing. "She has a birthday every year. This is my first pregnancy announcement." That's when something inside me snapped. All the times I'd watched Amanda manipulate family events, all the moments she'd stolen from others with her drama, every instance where everyone else had to dim their light so she could shine, it all came rushing back. I walked over to the sound system and cut the microphone. "Amanda," I said, my voice carrying across the suddenly silent backyard, "if you can't respect that this is Sophie's special day, you can leave." She gasped dramatically. "How dare you? Brandon, are you hearing this? Your own sister throwing your pregnant wife out of a family gathering." Brandon finally looked up, his face torn. "Maybe we should just go." But Amanda wasn't about to give up her stage so easily. She stormed over to the cake table, positioning herself right next to Sophie's castle masterpiece. "This is ridiculous. I'm pregnant. This is a miracle. Everyone should be celebrating with me, not wasting time on some over-the-top kids' party." As she gesticulated wildly, her arm knocked against the cake table. I watched in what felt like slow motion as Sophie's castle cake began to tilt. Without thinking, I lunged forward, managing to steady the cake before it could fall. Amanda, however, wasn't done. She reached for the cake herself, apparently intent on proving her point about childish decorations. But what she didn't know was that I prepared for something like this. Not because I expected her to try to ruin the cake, but because I knew how important this party was to Sophie. What happened next would change our family dynamics forever, though not in the way Amanda expected. As she reached for the cake, her perfectly manicured hands ready to destroy my daughter's birthday dream, I pressed a small button on my phone. Suddenly, the backyard sprinklers came to life, dousing everyone, but especially Amanda, in her pristine white dress, with water. The kids squealed with delight, immediately turning the unexpected shower into a game. Parents laughed, quickly moving presents and electronics under the covered patio. And Amanda? She stood there, makeup running, designer dress ruined, looking like a drowned cat. "You?" she sputtered. "You did this on purpose." I smiled calmly. "Actually, I set up the sprinklers as a fun surprise for the kids later. But since you were so intent on ruining Sophie's party, I thought we might as well move on to the water games portion of the day. The look of pure rage on her face was almost comical. Brandon finally stepped forward, taking his wife's arm. "Come on, Amanda. Let's go home and get you dried off." As they left, I heard Amanda's shrill voice declaring she'd never forgive this insult. But when I turned to Sophie, now giggling with her friends as they danced in the sprinklers, I knew I'd made the right choice. This was just the beginning, though. Amanda's attempt to hijack Sophie's birthday party would set off a chain of events that would expose far more than just her attention-seeking behavior. But for now, watching my daughter's joy return as she celebrated with her friends, I felt nothing but satisfaction. The party continued, better than ever, with the unexpected sprinkler show becoming the highlight of the day. Sometimes, the best revenge isn't about getting even. It's about refusing to let someone dim your light. The fallout from Sophie's birthday party was immediate and explosive. By the next morning, Amanda had launched a full-scale social media campaign, painting herself as the victim. Her Facebook post dripped with manufactured drama. Attacked at a family party for sharing joyful news. Some people just can't handle others' happiness. Please pray for my unborn child. All this stress can't be good for the baby. My phone buzzed constantly with messages from relatives. Most weren't about Sophie's successful party or how happy she'd been. They were about how I humiliated a pregnant woman. Classic Amanda, always knowing how to spin a story in her favor. But what Amanda didn't know was that several parents from the party had recorded everything, including her attempt to destroy Sophie's cake. These videos were slowly making their way through our extended family group chats, showing a very different version of events than the one she was telling. My brother Brandon called 3 days after the party, his voice tired. "Emily, you need to apologize to Amanda. She's been crying nonstop, saying you endangered our baby with your malicious attack." I almost laughed. Malicious attack? You mean the sprinklers that every other kid at the party enjoyed? The same sprinklers that saved Sophie's party after your wife tried to ruin it. She's pregnant, Em. You know how hormones can be. Don't you dare blame this on hormones, Brandon. She's been pulling stunts like this since you married her. Remember my wedding? When she announced your engagement during my first dance. The silence on his end told me he remembered all too well. Or Mom's retirement party, I continued, when Amanda faked fainting because Mom's speech went on too long. Face it, Brandon. Your wife can't stand when anyone else has the spotlight. She's different now, he protested weakly. The pregnancy is changing her. Before I could respond, I heard Amanda's voice in the background. Is that her? Put me on speaker. I braced myself as Amanda's shrill voice filled my ear. You evil witch. Do you know what you've done? I had to cancel my pregnancy photo shoot because I'm still traumatized. You'll be paying for that, and for my ruined dress. Amanda, I said calmly, you tried to destroy a 10-year-old's birthday party. A 10-year-old who lost her father last year. Do you ever think about anyone but yourself? How dare you, she screeched. I was sharing a beautiful moment with the family. Sophie has birthdays every year, but this is my first pregnancy. And you couldn't wait one day? Couldn't let your niece have just one special moment? I've already spoken to Mom and Dad, Amanda declared smugly. They agree that you were completely out of line. They're organizing a family dinner this weekend to properly celebrate my pregnancy, and you and Sophie are uninvited. I felt a familiar anger rise in my chest, but kept my voice steady. That's fine. I'm sure Sophie wouldn't want to attend another event you might try to ruin anyway. After hanging up, I sat in my kitchen, memories of the past 3 years flooding back. Every family gathering Amanda had hijacked. Every celebration she tried to make about herself. I thought about Sophie, how her eyes had lit up seeing her birthday decorations, and how quickly Amanda had tried to snuff out that joy. Not this time. I opened my laptop and started typing emails to everyone who had been at the party. Dear friends and family, I want to thank you all for making Sophie's birthday so special. I attached photos from the party, the kids playing princess games, Sophie blowing out her candles, and yes, the joyful water play that had ruined Amanda's dramatic moment. Within hours, responses started pouring in. Parents shared their own photos and videos, many explicitly showing Amanda's behavior. Mrs. Peterson, Sophie's teacher who had attended, wrote a particularly pointed response about the importance of letting children have their special moments. Then my phone buzzed with a text from my cousin Sarah. Have you seen Amanda's latest post? She's really lost it this time. I opened Facebook to find a long dramatic post from Amanda announcing a proper pregnancy celebration scheduled for the exact date of Sophie's makeup party with her school friends. A date I'd announced in my email. The party would be at the same venue I'd booked weeks ago. She called the venue and claimed to be you, Sarah continued. Said she needed to change the booking to her name. They called me to confirm since I'm listed as the backup contact. Don't worry, I set them straight. I stared at my phone, a mix of anger and disbelief washing over me. This wasn't just about attention anymore. Amanda was actively trying to hurt Sophie. First the birthday party, now this. But as I read through the comments on Amanda's post, I noticed something interesting. Instead of the usual chorus of sympathy she typically received, people were asking questions. Isn't that the same date as Sophie's party? Why not choose another date? Did you already announce your pregnancy at her birthday? Amanda's carefully crafted victim narrative was starting to crack, and she didn't even realize it. As I tucked Sophie into bed that night, she hugged me tight and whispered, "Thanks for standing up for me, Mom." Looking at my daughter's peaceful face, I knew this wasn't over. Amanda wouldn't stop until she either got her way or was exposed for who she really was. And with the next big family event, Thanksgiving, just around the corner, I had a feeling things were about to get much worse. What I didn't know then was that Amanda's pregnancy celebration plans would lead to a revelation that would shake our family to its core. Thanksgiving arrived with a tension you could cut with a knife. Mom had insisted on having everyone over, claiming we needed to heal as a family. Meanwhile, Amanda had spent the weeks leading up to it posting daily pregnancy updates, each more dramatic than the last, while simultaneously spreading rumors that I was jealous of her impending motherhood. I almost didn't go, but Sophie convinced me. "We can't let Aunt Amanda win, Mom," she said with a wisdom beyond her years. We arrived early to help with preparations, only to find Amanda already there, wearing a suspiciously large fake bump for someone supposedly only 3 months pregnant. She was directing everyone like a general, demanding specific seating arrangements for the expecting mother's comfort. The first sign that something was off came when my cousin Maria, an obstetrics nurse, asked Amanda how her first trimester screening had gone. "Oh, I'm waiting until the second trimester," Amanda replied airily. "But you're showing so much already," Maria said, her professional curiosity evident. "Have you had an ultrasound?" Amanda's face tightened. I don't need to explain my medical choices to anyone. The second red flag appeared during dinner. Amanda refused the turkey, claiming her doctor had told her she couldn't eat poultry during pregnancy. Maria's eyebrows shot up, but she stayed quiet. Everything came to a head when Mom brought out the pumpkin pie. As per our family tradition, everyone was supposed to share what they were thankful for before dessert. When it was Sophie's turn, she stood up bravely. "I'm thankful for my mom," she said, "for always protecting me and making sure I feel special, even when other people try to ruin things." Before anyone could respond, Amanda leaped to her feet. "This is ridiculous. Everyone knows pregnancy announcements trump everything else. I should be the center of attention. I'm carrying a miracle." That's when Maria finally spoke up. "Are you really, Amanda? Because everything you've said about your pregnancy goes against basic medical science." The room went dead silent. Amanda's face turned crimson. "How dare you question my pregnancy? Brandon, are you going to let them attack me like this?" Brandon looked uncomfortable. "Actually, Amanda, I've been wondering, you haven't let me come to any doctor's appointments." Amanda grabbed the turkey platter and hurled it across the room. "I deserve all the attention. I'm pregnant. I am." In her rage, she accidentally bumped hard into the table. Her baby bump shifted noticeably to the side. Mom gasped. "Amanda, is that a pillow?" The next few minutes were chaos. Amanda tried to run, but her fake bump got caught on the table corner, pulling her shirt up to reveal the elaborate padding underneath. Brandon's face went from confusion to horror to anger. Dad had to sit down, his hand over his heart. "I can explain," Amanda shrieked, but it was too late. Her lies were literally unraveling in front of everyone. "I found these in her drawer last week," Brandon said quietly, pulling out a stack of papers. Receipts for pregnancy tests, all negative. I wanted to believe her when she said they were old, but... "Get out." Mom's voice was ice cold. "Get out of my house." Amanda tried one last time. "But my pregnancy celebration next week." "There is no pregnancy celebration. I interrupted, just like there was no real pregnancy. It was all just another attempt to steal attention, wasn't it? Just like at Sophie's party. Just like at every family event for the past 3 years. Amanda fled in tears, leaving Brandon behind. The silence that followed was deafening. Later that evening, after things had calmed down, Maria approached me with a hug. I'm sorry I didn't say something sooner. As a medical professional, I knew things weren't adding up, but I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. Mom was still in shock. All those baby gifts we bought, the nursery we helped her start planning. I'm filing for divorce, Brandon announced, looking both devastated and relieved. I can't be with someone who would lie about something like this. Sophie, who had watched everything with wide eyes, tugged on my sleeve. Mom, does this mean I can have my makeup party without Aunt Amanda trying to ruin it? I hugged her close. Yes, sweetheart. I think Aunt Amanda won't be ruining any more parties. As we drove home that night, I thought about how Amanda's need for attention had finally backfired. Her biggest lie had exposed all her other manipulations, and she'd lost everything she had tried so desperately to control. 6 months later, Brandon was divorced. Amanda had moved away, and our family gatherings were peaceful again. Sophie's makeup party was perfect, filled with laughter and joy, and not a single dramatic announcement. Sometimes the truth has a way of coming out, even if it takes a fake baby bump falling off at Thanksgiving dinner to reveal it.